Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to a dark picture, but yep, it's what it is. I have some mood light on. Um, First of all, I need to check the audio as always. Yeah, I could hear myself. That's good, or well, maybe not. And yes, I have this, but it looks now really bad. But to be honest, now it's getting much better. If I just don't touch it and scratch it, but bear with it. It is nothing that is contagious, and even it was, you can't get it through the internet. That's another type of virus or something. But yeah, I need to mention it. And of course, I will blow my nose and stuff as usual and cough. I will maybe cough even more than usual because I'm not feeling well. I, it feels like I'm or getting a cold or something. It started yesterday. One of my friends is sick or were not feeling well, but he drove me because I had some important things to do, and he drove me. So I guess I got it from him. But yeah, I'm not feeling super bad either. But that can also be because I lived on painkillers today almost. Yeah. And enough about that. It has been a little while since I had this live session. Maybe I should go into the main cam and write that I'm active now. So now I have done that. I have started to get a bit lazy. I haven't. Yeah, before I always wrote on Facebook and so on, but I realized that didn't help. When I put some time, I'm going live in that and that time. So now I put it out there when I feel like it. And yes, what have I to say? Really not that much, but some things I have to say. Well, first of all, we are in April, and that should start to be spring. But today we had quite much snow, and a couple of days ago, it was a huge snowstorm in south and middle part of Sweden. There were chaos. The biggest road called E4, European Road 4, it goes down to Denmark and so on. And yeah, it's a big road. That in some places it was totally stopped in the traffic. It was 25-kilometer long queues. They were stuck in traffic for over 15, 16 hours. They had band wagons, band cars, or what is called, going and give water and blankets and like energy bars and so on to those stuck in traffic because, yeah, it was chaos. Much because it was really much snow coming and heavy winds at the same time, which means that even though if they plow, it got new snow almost instantly on the roads. But the main reason is that many down there in South Sweden, they had lovely weather for a couple of days spring weather, and many had changed their tires to summer tires, and for some reason people are not like many people are like ignoring sorry warnings that it was an orange warning that almost yeah, we have like yellow, orange and red and there were lots of yeah, warnings, and they told on radio, and the police went out on the radio and said don't go out in traffic if you absolutely not must, if you really, it must be really, really urgent to go out on the roads. If not, stay home. But yeah, people are stupid. They are like, oh, but it's just snow, I can handle it. No, you can't. And we have proof of that, because the problem is many blames the trucks, but the trucks need to have momentum to get up on a hill, or yeah, and if there is a car not stuck there, they need to stop. The car maybe can get up again, but the truck can't. There is no way for a truck with several tons to start in the middle of a hill in really bad weather. It gets no traction. So, but yes, it was chaos. We didn't get that snow, luckily for once up here. But today we have some snow. I don't know if it's snowing still. I think it is. But it should be better weather during the... if they haven't changed, I haven't looked today, but I can check for a quick, because then we have talked about weather enough. Yeah, tomorrow it will be cloudy, but it will be plus degrees. And on Sunday we even will get like 10 degrees, but it will be rain. So this snow that comes now, it will be melt quite fast, I guess. And also that helps the old snow to also start melting. That's we see how that goes with that, but it looks like it's going to be yeah, next week, for example, there will be plus whole week, not super much, but like 5 to 10 degrees, but it will also be warm during night, or plus at least +1, +2. So it will be things will start moving now with the snow will start melting, especially if we get this rain. It should rain quite much on Sunday, so if the prognosis will be correct, that we will have +10 and rain, that will do quite much, to be honest. So enough about weather, but I know some is interested. I am also. I'm a little bit of a weather freak, especially when it comes to extreme weather. When I lived down south, I were often out in thunderstorms. I almost chased thunderstorms when I had a car, and took photographs of lightning, and also recorded. I was a member of a quite big weather site that had this focus on thunderstorms here in Sweden, and so on. So it was kind of fun. And sorry for, as I said, I am not 100 well, and I will need to clear my throat now and then. It kind of hurts. But I have a little weak drink here. That hopefully also will clear my throat a little bit. So, what else? Yeah, there is problems in my world as well as however almost saying like always, but this month is a catastrophic month. I'm totally broke. No, I'm not. I have I have enough for the bus ticket next week, one trip. But I told my friend that I have two friends. I have many friends at where I work, but two close friends. One is my colleague, and one is the friend some of you have seen here, Ulf. He works there. He's one of my best friends. So yeah, but my colleague said, yeah, but we solve it. He can come and get and pick me up. It's not that far from work, so he can drive here and pick me up, and he'll can drop me off and so on. So we will solve it somehow. So it's not, and I had more, but today I bought some food and stuff. So I have that. I'm pretty sure I will manage food-wise. But yeah, that's kind of the only problem in my world now. I'm feeling quite. Beside, I am not feeling well with the cold and that. I feel quite nice. I'm quite happy at the moment. For now, it's spring. That lightens up my mood and so on. Many of you that have followed, you know that I had been depressed and all that, but that it has gone now for quite a long time, and so on. And I feel I have a little bit more energy because it's spring. The days are much longer soon. Soon we will have daylight the whole 24 hours almost. We get the midsummer sun, as it's called, midnight sun. Sorry, midnight sun. But that will take a while, but it's not that far away. We are in April now, and so on. And soon it will be summer vacation, which is going to be a little interesting, depending on how things goes. Because in this company I work for, we get a bonus. I did not get a bonus last year because I didn't had been working for a full year. Now I have been working for more than a full year, so hopefully I will get that bonus this year. And that bonus is almost like a full pay. We don't get any like Christmas bonus or so. We get it like a summer bonus. So if I get that, I will use some of that money to buy a car finally. So I'm really hoping that I will get. I will buy a used car, trying to find one that is okay, and so on. It doesn't need to be like a luxury car or anything. It needs to look okay. I don't want to go in like something, even if it works fine. I want to have something that I can feel like, yeah, I can drive this. So it's not like 4 different colors and rust and so on. It needs to be okay, even look. But I will try to find one for that, and also maybe a friend will come and visit. The friend I have this radio station, the amateur radio station with, he will come up, I guess for a week maybe, and we will, of course, do stuff, try to improve something, go over the station and so on. But and also, if depending on how my economic is, then and how I can plan my vacation, I also would go down to South Sweden, maybe for a week, and go stay. He said, yeah, you can sleep at my place if you go down, but I may stay at a club where I have been sleeping there many times, and take 1 or 2 nights at a hotel or so. We will see how the economics will be and how the plans. But it is fun to have at least something to plan for and see what's going to happen. Oh. But now we can talk. I say, I can, because no one will never say anything in the chat. It's only me rambling on with my stuff. But that's what this is for. This is my live session. So there is like one thing that I'm also planning, and I have been looking up, because this is a little. It sounds silly if I say dream, but a little bit like that. It's a kind of a little dream I had for a really long time. It has always been in my back of my head, because one of my happiest periods in life was when I were working at the radio station, and I were super committed. I even slept at work under some periods, working 24 hours, or no, I didn't. Yes, some days I did, because I could get like so much energy, so I worked and worked. I had a really good time when I worked there, because, yeah, I was quite good at most of the things there. I handled the station and all the paperwork, and I was the technician, and I did the I did shows. I were leading the shows, and I also had education. There were students. So I trained them, and yeah, it was a really nice period there in my life, and I got to work with music in some way. So and that's also. I know that it can be some peaks and so on. I go more, but please live with that. I tend to move a bit when I talk. So it was also one of the reasons I had this web radio for many years. I had it in different periods. I had some bad luck. Hard drives crashed. I needed to start over, and I had to crash again, and all that. And it took lots of effort, and I had it. It is maybe now it's close to a year since I shut it down, because I had some problems with my computer that were streaming, so I needed to put my stream on that radio computer for a while. And yeah, I didn't want to push that computer too much. Now I have changed all that, it repaired it, and also now I could bring it up again, but I won't. But now we're back to all the buts. I always say buts. But. I have looked into, because I was starting, and I talked to some of my friends also about it. That because this is also one thing that why don't I start a real radio station? Not saying that web radio isn't real. But since I also like this with the atmosphere, and I am a ham radio operator, and building antennas and all kind of stuff are also interest of mine. Why don't I start? So I started to look up for starting a little station on middle wave or long wave, not short wave like this station in, the FM stations. I wanted to have long wave or medium wave and send AM. There is lots of stations around the world that send on those, that transmits on middle wave and long wave, and they all use AM modulation. So I thought, and I looked in, but there is two things I need. Well, it's not, I need lots of other things, but I need to have a license to transmit at all. So I checked that up and I sent some questions to those that handles that, because I need that first before I can get a frequency. And that is another organization that gives me a frequency if there is any free, but in long wave and medium wave there is. Sadly, when I asked about how it worked and so on, they told me that yes, I can apply for a license to transmit, but it can only be valid for 2 weeks. And I can't have 2 weeks and then apply for a new one and continue those 2 weeks. So it gets 4 weeks and add on. Because the license they handle out on those frequencies is only for special purpose, if there were some special event or for tests, transmission and so on. I could apply for another 2 weeks, but not put them in together and like that. So now I have started to look into go one step further, which doesn't mean I will do it, but there is some issues I need to solve first. But I may start, it's called community radio. And that is just, they can reach within the community and maybe over to the next one. That is what the type of radio station I worked on before was, kind of a community station. So I have started to look into that, and surprisingly, I was a little bit surprised because I thought, then this license to be able to transmit will maybe cost a lot, but it seems to be quite affordable, knock on wood. I need to look in deeper to it. So that will not be an issue if I find out that there's some hidden fees somewhere that I have missed. The thing that I think will be most work, because setting this up, if I get a license and all that, that will be the technical stuff and so on, will not be a problem for me. But to be able to put in this request or get this permission to be transmitting, I need to have an association. And back when I worked at the radio, there was not allowed to start an association only with the purpose to send radio, to do radio. But that, when I stopped working, they changed that. So now I can start an association and get So that is what I need to. I need to call those. The two are two different or three places I need to check first. But the hard part may be I have at least two people that I know. I have many friends that are interested in radio. That, yeah, they had shows when I were working at the station and so on. So, but that I need to make an association first. Then, because they need all the papers, like, okay, this is the one that is head of this association, and this is the secretary. All those things they need to see that these are valid, and that we have made decision about this and this and this, so we can send in and apply for a license to transmit. And if we get that, next step is to send to the other organization that will give us a frequency. And since there is now no radio where I work, they after I quit a year or two after that, they shut it down, sadly. And in the other town that I live between two towns, there is also none anymore. So that means in this area there should be a frequency that is not in use, maybe even the frequency that we had before. So the frequency should not be a problem, knock on wood. But then we have the third, because to send music, you need to also pay for playing music. And normally that can be quite expensive fees, but for these community radios, there is special license, so you can and also that you don't need to report I played this. The main station, the commercial station and the big stations that is like national, they need to report, okay, we played Ace of Base 10 times this week. They need to report which music they have played to this instance or organization. But for community radio, we don't need to do that. We just okay, we played 200 hours music, and we pay for that. And they are also cheaper, and they can be special deals. When I have my web radio, I paid $300 give and take. Now I'm just converting $300 per year. So I guess for this community radio, it will be around maybe $600 give and take, and that's kind of affordable as well. That because you can also split it to twice, so you don't need to pay those 600 directly. You can, for the community radios, you can say, okay, I want to pay that twice a year. So hopefully, but that is what is really going to cost this. And of course the equipment, but that is a one-time cost. So that the thing doesn't need to be that expensive. I already looked into some equipment, and I found that a site that makes different radio equipment, Surprisingly, yeah, it is much money, but it is affordable for this level. If we want to go even like, oh, we want 1,000 watts, or that's 1 kilowatt. Of course, then like, but we are not going to be allowed to transmit with. If we get 100 watts, that is like, I think that will be, yeah, max what we can get. Because when you have this community radio, it's not like it. Oh, we can hear it in this town, and we can hear it in that town also. That doesn't matter, but it should be limited, so you can't have too much power, so on. So that is a plan that's growing in my head. I need to check things up, and also then I will try to get a kickstart up to maybe ease a little bit for yeah, the equipment and so on. So I don't need to take everything from my own pockets, because I know people in the area they kind of miss that station that I worked on before, and like why did they close and so on. So hopefully we can make some kickstart that helps this to become a true and just not only stay in my head, which it is now. As I said, there is a lot of things that needs to be solved, but it's kind of fun to have this idea and think about it and twist around a little bit. And I talk to my friends, and they are also interested in. I know because I have one of my friends. He has been on the board for this association that I were working for before with the radio, because that was also built like that. You need to have an association that, and then other associations can also like, I also want to have a 1 hour show here for our association. Fine, give us 200 each time. You are allowed, so we can allow others to transmit under our, and so there. It's not only, that's how community radio works. That other associations and so on that have interest in getting information out or do some things. And I also have ideas already that we maybe do some, as we did before when I worked. Summertime, we did a lot of information for tourists out there. And many did listen. We did both in Swedish and English. So we had like, okay, we give some hints. So you can go there to, if you like this type of thing, you can go there and so on. So maybe we can make a deal with the cities also that, summertime we can do some PR for you. Not commercial, PR, just telling people, giving them hints. And if you pay a little bit for it, like so, and that's allowed. It's nothing, but we can't have commercial radio because that would bring things to a totally different direction. Of course, we can, but we will not. At least not in the beginning. No. But who knows in the future? But the thing is, when you do that, the costs for music and so on start to be different. But there is quite our surprise, because even if you are a commercial, you have commercials, you need to earn up to $500,000 per year to get up a higher. Then they start to take like a percent of the what you earn from commercial. But below that, it was like standard. So there is, we could have commercial spots. But yeah, then we also need someone that sells that. And it's getting more complicated, more effort, more people need to be engaged, and so on into this. So it's nothing that I have the thoughts like in the plan for a really long time. But it would be nice to get this idea on the road and start to do that. I like this kind of project. It also clears my mind from work and all that. So I'm happy that so far I haven't seen like a huge obstacle that no, this doesn't work. Yeah, it kind of, we have the obstacle with this first thought about middle wave and long wave, because yeah, limited to 2 weeks, maybe 4, 6 weeks per year. No, that is not. No, that's a no for me, because then the equipment needed will like be not worth to pay for and start this, because yeah, it costs. It's not cheap. It's like even though it is cheap. What are you talking about? I'm saying to take it out of my own pocket, then no, it's not cheap. Maybe that's also why I'm thinking about maybe throw our Kickstarter out there. Every single penny, we don't use pennies in Sweden, but a figure of speech. So, yeah, every penny we get in helps. The equipment, I guess we are going to get allowed, maybe if we get the license to transmit. When we apply for the frequency, we will get, yeah, you get this frequency, you can only transmit this power or that power, this much, because they take other things in, because you shouldn't bother those that is like on that frequency and so on. There are unlimited range because it's a community radio. But so I'm guessing around 25 to maybe max 100 watts. So that I guess is max. But and when we talk about quite nice equipment that even can be worked remotely, so I can sit here or anywhere where I can rig up my equipment and then have internet, good internet. I can transmit and do the shows from there, so to say. It is like between €400 up to 6 or maybe €700. So it's quite much, but consider what consider what you get. It's not expensive. I was surprised to find this, and this is new equipment with modern equipment. So I was kind of surprised because, hey, that I can save up to. But of course, if you want even more professional stuff, then it's going to rise. So then you are like 12, 20, or 2,000 euros or more. But we are, yeah. So that is one thing I wanted to tell. We will see what the future brings if I will do this. But I think I will go forward with this if when I talk to those three instances that I need to those for the license to transmit at all. If they have no hidden fees, because there is no even fees mentioned to this, so they can have even removed it. This is something that is from the government. It's like, so this is, it could be that, you can apply this for free or, pay maybe a few bucks for the administrative cost. And then we have I need to check with those that gives out the frequencies, if there is any cost and how much per year. And then I will need to talk to those for the music. There is ways around that. There is music that's also why so many stations around the world play rock, old 50s, and much from the 50s. Because after a certain time, there is the license is no longer, so there is no charge to play them. Like classical music, the station that play classical music never need to pay. Of course, there is some exceptions, of course, but mostly it's free. Same goes for many of those 50 and even 60s, because they are so, the time, it's so old, the license are no longer needed. So, and of course there are exceptions for that. That's also why I often don't hear Elvis, for example, on those rock stations, because they have a special, that label has renewed, and they try to. That's also why they release some remastered thing, because that's a way to keep the license living, so to say. But there is not many from the. So that's and there is of course the copyright to free music, my own music and so on. But there is ways around it, but I want to be able to play whatever I want. So that is a thought I have. What else can I say? Yeah, it's nice to see that one of our viewers has started to, being active and started streaming a little himself. And I'm talking about Will. I haven't checked if he has the cams on today, but it's nice to see that he dived into and done some experimenting and so on. And and if you want to see his channel, it is in our recommended channels on the main page. Scroll down a little bit. So I will see if he is active with the cam at this point. Oh, hold on. Let's see. No, he doesn't have the stream on. I don't know what time it is over there, but it should be. In Canada, in some places, it's afternoon there. So yeah, but check that channel out. It's nice to see. I would like him to join here, even, but hopefully he thinks, yeah, maybe I should join, since now he's getting familiar with streaming and so on. Yes, that is, and also, yeah, I can recommend another channel as well when I'm into it. That is also, I think I have added that to. Why don't? No, I haven't, but I will. I will do. Yes, I have. I'm sorry. If you like nature camps with animals and lots of birds and some squirrels and raccoons and whatever, don't hesitate to check out Iowa Backyard Cam. It's also on the main screen. And subscribe to her or their cam, because she's quite close to 1,000 subscribers. She's at 973. So everyone that looks now or later on, go there and subscribe to her channel, because at 1,000 subscribers, a new world starts to open up for the YouTubers. So then she just needs some but I think it's 10,000 view hours and so on. But who knows? Maybe she can be monetized in the future. So head on to that also and subscribe. Because that she's always having a cam on there. As at least she tries to. I say she, but I think that or he or they or yeah. So don't hesitate to go there. I'm checking that now. And yeah, so at that in Iowa, it's 13:44, quarter to 2. And I see some dogs running around there. No squirrels, but I have seen Bob. I called him Bob the squirrel. Now there are like 4 dogs running around, and I think they check for the birds. So go there and not now. Now you should look at this, but later on, check that out. Well, so that was all for me this time. Darn, almost 50 minutes with my bad throat. But yeah, with those words, I will say, yeah, you guessed it. I will say, take care, stay safe, and bye.